I have the underhook.
I got the overhook. Dude, I got the overhook and wrist control. You see this? Hey, Ezra here behind the scenes at the Capitalism Conference, which I have changed the name to the Conscious Capitalism Conference, put on by Ryan Moran of Freedom Fastlane and Capitalism.com. And these events are interesting because you get a group of people together who are all spending their time and energy looking at how to generate more wealth, which in my opinion, wealth is surplus. And you can use that surplus and direct it towards causes that you think are good in the world. It's one of the reasons why I want to generate surplus and wealth is because I want energy and resource to direct towards causes that I find noble. So I'm going to take you around, I'm going to introduce you to some people, do some interviews. Most of this group are Amazon business owners who are selling product on that channel. Now, there's all kinds of folks here as well, but it's predominantly Amazon business owners. So it'll be an interesting conversation. We'll see what's going on. I'll tell you what people are talking about, what we learn. Let's go take a look. We've got the star of the show here, Esther. Esther, what do you got to say? Esther is more into nonverbal communication. Yeah, but high five. Good job. Bam. All right. So Esther says, thanks, Esther. I'm here with mighty Ryan Moran at your conference. So how's it going, man? Apparently, Ryan also prefers nonverbal communication, so what do you think? No, nothing. All right. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. I haven't even published it. You've done a really good job of building a team.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's cool. And you can tell. You can always tell when you meet someone's team, like, how that relationship is going, you know? And yours is going well. So, like, team building, what do you got to say about it?
I'm really good looking. I have very high testosterone.
Sure, you do.
And the third thing...
Your beard's a little thin over here.
is I am willing to punt the next several years to get to the mission. And I care about the end zone and where we're going much more than I care about how we get there or the playbook that we're executing. So the thing that I do is I deliver the end zone to my team and I ask them to help us get into the end zone. And
do you give them like a lot of autonomy? Do you say, hey, you know, like, are you like, how's that the working relationship?
Now I take the rule now, if the person that I'm not bringing on is not smarter than me and whatever they're focusing on. For example, I don't know how to hold a microphone. So if I needed somebody to hold microphones, I would do somebody who has done it before. And that would be you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of experience.
I take 3 rules. 1, they have to have done exactly what we want to do in the past. They have to come with a Rolodex of people that can support us on the way, and they have to be super passionate about where we want to go. If they don't meet those 3 criteria, they're not the right fit. And if they meet those 3 criteria, then everything else is secondary.
Right.
And if we can find 3 candidates that meet those criteria,
it's worth like 9 other people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mighty Ryan Moran, Capitalism.com, FreedomFastlane.com. The man. Thanks, dude.
I'm here. Thanks for being here, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm having fun.
Why don't you do this? Help me give a warm round of applause to our friend Ezra Weishaupt.
With Diggity Dave Gonzalez, who has grown his hair out and is looking really sharp. Yeah, you're looking good, man. You know a lot about networking. You know a lot about having people feel comfortable around you, and that it really is a superpower when it comes to business. So if you had to say one thing about like having folks feel comfortable around you and willing to share with you, and like, how do you do that? Because here you are, you're backstage. You're not even like, I don't know how you got here, but you're backstage. Like, you know everyone. You're super well liked. Like, what is that about?
I think what it's about is really being interested in people. It's going to sound really like simple, but at the end of the day, I think some of the basics people don't do. And like, are you interested in someone beyond what they can do for you?
Beyond your agenda.
So a lot of times I like to ask people like, what do you do for fun? Or like, I'll just listen to somebody, or if I want to know somebody better, I'll like stalk their social media a little bit and find out what they're into.
I stalked my wife's MySpace back in the day.
Yeah, I find out what they're into, like, but not business, like just what are they genuinely excited about, and then ask them, do a little bit of research on that and ask them about it. It's a little bit tactical, but at the end of the day, at an energetic level, it has to do with being present and really being interested in the other person, like not as a tactic, but just really.
Which oddly ends up working in your favor.
Yeah, like there's a saying, interested is interesting. So Ezra, when I ask you about your jiu-jitsu game, I noticed you already. I have the underhook.
I got the overhook. Dude, I got the overhook and wrist control. You see this? Boom,
Yeah, so that's you find out what are people passionate about. Like I know that about him. Last time he was here, we rolled, and he tapped me out, but
barely. This guy's a monster. I'm here with Wild Dave Woodward. What? From ClickFunnels. You know, Dave, you've got a lot of experience with people building sales funnels, you know, more than maybe anyone in the industry. So what's kind of like the #1 mistake or some mistakes you see people making when building sales funnels?
I think one of the main things we see happening all the time these days actually is, unfortunately, most people spend way too much time trying to perfect it. And a minimum viable product is like the most important thing. Get something out there and test it. Too often people are trying to get a product. They think, oh, I've got to perfect everything. It's got to be just perfect. The other thing we find is the best way of identifying whether or not the product is actually going to sell is put some money behind it. We find the biggest problem is just people aren't willing to put some money behind and spend.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Spend that money, get some data. I mean, really, it's really
the truth. Yeah. You've got to spend the money. If you're not spending money, you don't have a business.
Yeah. Invest in amplification. Wild Dave Woodward. Wow. Thanks, man.
Capitalism Conference. Woo, that was loud. We are no longer there, which you can probably tell. What a great event. Man, it was so cool to be in the community in that way and to really just feel the energy of like a bunch of people who are super excited about creating things. And I think final kind of, you know, summary of not what I was talking about and kind of not what any one person was discussing at this conference, but final summary is if you sort of boil down many of these really big company owners' messages from this conference, it was that of team. It was that of getting out of your own way. It was that of delegation and scale, and that to truly build a system that is, you know, some kind of valuable beyond you, you've got to learn how to get people to help you. And there was a lot of focus on team culture and the idea that like you really are not the secret sauce in your business, that like the product and the offer and the messaging and the systems, like that's the business, it's not you. And sometimes it can be hard to, you know, sort of remember that as a do-it-yourself entrepreneur. So I think, you know, get good at buying help. Think about getting help in the form of like you're buying someone's time to help you in your business. And I do a whole training on that. You can search my blog for project management. I've got a bunch of content on how we do that effectively, you know, across 70 employees and in our 4 different companies. So Capitalism Conference, super fun. Thanks for coming behind the scenes with me. I really enjoy doing these behind the scenes videos, and I thank you for watching them. I look forward to seeing you on another version, which is probably going to be Traffic and Conversion Summit 2017 in March, where I'll be next. So thanks so much. I'll see you there.